WYLN Hazleton. This is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, sports with Beth Mensinger, Anchors Lisa Sugar, and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Wednesday, August 28th, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight, a local police chief in the midst of controversy. L.A. Tyrone talks with the officer one-on-one. Plus, if you love to cook, you'll love the annual Fun Fest cook-off. We have details, plus not one but two lucky viewers will win seats to see a rock and roll legend perform Friday night at the Mauch Chunk Opera House. Plus, Beth's in with baseball highlights, and meteorologist Joe Garbacik tells us if there's any more rain in the forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. We begin with breaking news tonight. There was an armed robbery on Hazleton's northwest side shortly before we came on the air. It happened in the 200 block of West 3rd Street between Church and Vine Streets around 9:40 p.m. tonight. Now, police are now on the scene. WYLN's Ann Ganley is also on the scene, and we will have more details as soon as we get them, and we'll bring them to you later on in this newscast. In other news tonight, last week we told you Gilberton Borough officials and residents had expressed concern over some bus stop locations for students in the Mahanoy Area School District. Well, tonight our Ann Ganley has reaction from the school district.
Just 3 days into the new school year, administrators in the Mahanoy Area School District are already dealing with bus issues. At last week's Gilberton Borough Council meeting, one parent told us that where his 8-year-old daughter's bus stop is in the borough is too dangerous for her to walk there by herself. After hearing his complaints not only from our newscast but from the parents themselves at a recent school board meeting, District Superintendent Dr. Joey Green and Business Administrator Jack Hurst had this to say.
I was concerned about what was stated in the video. We have done, Jack and our supervisor Betty has gone through every one of those bus stops to make sure that they were safe for those students. And safety is a major concern for us, has always been. You know, if others moved in, we needed to move it back. So others moved in this year, so we moved it back to the church, which was centralized, and that's what caused the problems.
Our number one concern is always the safety of the children. All of our bus stops meet PDE guidelines, so it's not like we're doing something that PDE says we cannot do. So I think, you know, Dr. Green would echo that it's always safety of the kids is our primary concern. And, you know, the stops where they're located really are what we feel safe for all the kids. And, you know, there is some level of parental responsibility required to get their children to those bus stops.
After Dave Lewandowski expressed his concerns for his daughter's safety while walking to the bus stop past dilapidated houses and broken sidewalks, Dr. Green says it's the borough's responsibility to make sure those routes are safe, plowed, and fixed, not the district's. The district's liability begins when the child steps onto the bus, but when the district decides where the bus stops are located, they have the children's safety in mind first and foremost. Hurst says each year the district looks at each municipality and its population to try to pick a centralized location for children to be picked up, and according to him, Lewandowski's situation is no different than others.
We have the Ryan Township area, Delano area. So the distance that their child is walking is not that much different than some other children. So when we looked at it, you know, there is a long Route 54 that they can walk, or they can go down that back alley and get to the church, which is not, again, dissimilar to people in the Ryan Township area, such as people that live behind the brown bag on Route 54. They have to walk, you know, on side roads without sidewalks to get to Route 54 stop as well.
As much as they would like to accommodate everyone's request, Hurst says it's logistically impossible to stop at each house and get everyone where they need to be on time. It was 2 years ago that the district looked at cutting back for a variety of reasons, and according to Hurst, this was the district's only complaint that it received.
One, as I said, logistically. One was, that was a year that the governor cut our budget by about $800,000. And again, the number of stops we were making was what we thought a little bit excessive, because there were places where we were stopping 20 yards down the road picking people up, and we were dealing with manpower issues, and we still are. I think if you ask any bus contractor, whether a school district runs it or it's a private contractor, getting bus drivers has always been a challenge.
Dr. Green says the district did receive a letter from the borough asking to meet with them to discuss the bus routes. They will now meet next week.
To accuse the district of not having the safety of the students in forefront is unfair. And we do. We have, like I said, and like Jack said, we have done everything we should do according to what we're told by the Department of Education. Sidewalks are not necessary to have a bus stop. We are responsible for the students, like Jack said, when the student steps foot on the bus. It's the parents' responsibility to get those students to the bus stop. And it's the municipality's responsibility to make sure that those students are able to safely get there.
In Mahanoy City for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thank you, Ann. Another meth bust in Berwick. Berwick police arrested 6 people today after busting a meth lab early this morning at 530 West Front Street in the borough. Police seized 4 pots of meth vessels containing methamphetamines, one of which was still actively cooking. The 6 people who were arrested are now on your screen. 24-year-old James Evelyn, 33-year-old Kenneth McCollum, 30-year-old Levi Weitzel, 33-year-old Ronald Sharpnick, 44-year-old Deborah Hoskins, and 29-year-old Kelly Bromley. All 6 were charged with methamphetamine-related charges. The Berwick Police Department, in conjunction with the Office of Attorney General and the Columbia County Drug Task Force, conducted an investigation on this house for the past 2 months. The Berwick Fire and Police Departments, along with the borough's Code Office, also assisted at the scene this morning. A driver was killed when 3 tractor trailers crashed on I-80 westbound between the Blakesley and Lake Harmony exits around 6 o'clock this morning. Fern Ridge State Police say the driver was 71 years old and from New Jersey. Police say 1 tractor trailer clipped the driver's side of the slower tractor while passing. That disabled the slower truck, which stopped in the right-hand lane. The 3rd tractor trailer tried to avoid the stopped one, but crashed into its back end. The driver of the 3rd truck was killed. The affected lanes were closed until 11 a.m. this morning. Residents of the Freeland Senior Apartments were evacuated this morning because of a cooking mishap. The Freeland Fire Department and ambulance, along with Hazel Township Fire, responded to the apartment complex at 403 Ridge Street and found smoke on the 1st floor of the structure.
There's approximately 20-some residents in the building. They were all evacuated with the property manager and assistance manager. They were on location when the call came in. They assisted the fire department with evacuation. Everybody got out safe, no injuries. The process went smooth to our preliminary training and everything with the residents.
After the apartment was ventilated, all residents were allowed to return to their homes. A 15-month-old boy was found unattended and wandering the streets of Hazleton early this morning following an argument between his parents. 19-year-old Leslie Peguero was arrested on charges of endangering the welfare of a child. Hazleton Police Chief Frank DeAndrea told us that the boy's father later came to check on the child's welfare and was arrested by police after a warrant had been issued for his arrest. He is 23-year-old Nelson DeJesus, who is also charged with child endangerment. According to police, the incident happened around 12:50 this morning in the area of South Wyoming and Noble Streets in the city. DeJesus was arraigned this afternoon by District Magistrate Joseph Zola. Hazleton police gave a mobile business a serious look over today and then fined the owner. L.A. Tyrone explains.
Maybe you've seen this guy around Hazleton. He's from the Bronx and he comes on occasion. He sells catalytic converters out of a big van. Yes, catalytic converters. That big muffler-like thing in your exhaust system, which is supposed to filter out some pollutants. They're not cheap, but this guy sells them cheaper. Mostly he's been setting up shop at the old St. Joe's Hospital parking lot on Laurel Street. Today, city police paid a visit.
They're dealing in catalytic converters that I can only believe are being sold to them because they're being stolen from other locations. I can't prove that they're stolen right now, and I'm not touching their catalytic converters. But what I need to do to these businesses is send a clear message from the city of Hazleton through the police department. You are not welcome to do business in the city of Hazleton illegally. If you're buying illegal goods, you need to stop. If you're conducting business illegally, you need to stop. We're also able to do a motor carrier safety inspection on the vehicle.
Now, there was no proof that he had stolen anything or that he was selling stolen merchandise, and he passed the safety inspection, but DeAndrea fined him anyway.
This truck that comes here from the Bronx, New York, and does nothing as far as paying business licenses, any kind of taxes, and they're doing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cash business a month in the parking lot of what used to be St. Joe's Hospital. That's wrong for a lot of reasons. The operator of the vehicle will end up receiving violations through code enforcement for the no business license and none of that. We're unable to find any other specific violation at this time. Because of that, there's nothing we can arrest him for.
The city does require a host of business licenses and has hassled food vendor carts, in effect the same type of mobile retailer as well. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
Thank you, L.A. 4 juvenile offenders broke out of a facility near Shamokin today. Police say the 4 attacked an employee, locked him in a closet, then stole his car and took off. It happened around 2 o'clock this morning at Northwestern Academy in Cole Township. The employee was not seriously hurt. His stolen car that the escapees are driving is a 2007 Toyota Camry. Police have identified the 4 escapees as 19-year-old Sean Watson of Bowie, Maryland, 18-year-old David Rosario of Reading, a 16-year-old male from Washington, D.C., and a 15-year-old male from Harrisburg, whose names have not been released. Well, today, 2 more officers' names were added to the roster for the Hazleton Police Department. Late Edition's Ann Gownley reports.
As Hazleton Mayor Joe Iannuzzi swore in, Patrolman Aaron Simon and Hutnick, the city's police department grew by 2 more members. The department now has 38 police officers protecting and serving its residents.
2 more police officers, no matter how you look at it, is 2 more police officers. We're replacing a retiring member with one of them, which allows us to stay in the roles, and then we are just adding a police officer with the other one. So it's a great day. I'm looking forward to them. They did very well on our test, and I recognize that they're just ready to hit the streets, and we're ready for them to hit the streets.
With the addition of these 2 officers, according to DeAndrea, the department is almost up to the number of officers it once had in 2007, which was 40. He says he hopes with the next budget the city can continue to add to the department.
I applaud the mayor for recognizing that as the police department goes, so does the city, and that it's going to be tough for the city to thrive without the appropriate number of police to keep the city safe.
Both officers have their Act 120 training, a requirement that Chief DeAndrea instated when he became chief, so there would be no training expense for the city and its residents. We spoke with both officers after they were sworn in.
I just started at the department this week, and it's kind of getting everything together, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be assigned to an FTO, a field training officer, and I'll, start showing me the ropes, and I'm looking forward to learning as much as I can.
Been here since the beginning of July. I'm already gained a lot of experience, and I'm currently riding with a FTO officer, and everything I'm learning every day, he's helping out big time. I expect to, learn from everybody in the department, and it's going to be a good experience compared to working multiple part-time jobs. It's definitely a city that I like to work in, and there's a lot to do around here.
Mayor Iannuzzi says he is happy to see the department continue to grow and hopes to see more growth in the future.
Anytime I swear in new officers in the police department is a good day for Hazleton, and I feel personally satisfied that we are now adding 2 more police officers. Hopefully we can continue that and build our police department to where it should be.
Both Simon and Hutnick will now begin a rigorous training program with other officers in the department. Once that training is completed, they will begin working by themselves, protecting the residents of the city. In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thank you, Ann. As we reported last night, a Hazleton contingency did attend last night's Luzerne County Council meeting. It told council no. Hazleton will not agree to merge the city's public transit department with the Luzerne County Transit Authority. Mayor Joe Iannuzzi headed that contingency.
I think we satisfied them. They were very professional in their meetings. I have never been to one before, but what we presented to them was that our transit is nothing like their transit. They have all kind of employees. We don't. We only subcontract everything out. So it's a hard mix. Why would you put them together when they're two different animals?
The city says it looked at the merger and it doesn't make sense for the city or Greater Hazelton. Yanuzzi says he believes council accepts that and will continue the county's subsidy.
What they had said prior to that maybe next year's allocation that they give us, $125,000, would be jeopardized. But after the meeting, they told us, no, they'll still support us.
Now, PennDOT has been trying to force that merger for the last several years. It says the move would save $1 million. The city says those numbers are wrong and that a merger would save nothing and that it would negatively impact bus service in Greater Hazelton. Finally, tonight, it was an event that took place 50 years ago today.
Dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created.
Today, etched in American history, 50 years later, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream continues with a big celebration in Washington, D.C. Good evening, I'm Phil Doherty. Welcome to INN News. 50 years ago today, Dr. King spoke at the Lincoln Memorial and told of his dream for America. Now, half a century later, people gather to hear President Obama speak at the Lincoln Memorial. It's at the very spot where the civil rights icon shared his dream with the nation.
In the face of violence, they stood up and sat in with the moral force of nonviolence. Willingly, they went to jail to protest unjust laws, their cells swelling with the sound of freedom songs.
Presidents Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton also spoke to the crowd, along with Oprah Winfrey and Jamie Foxx.
And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to get our first look at the forecast for the rest of your work week. Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk is outside right now in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center with our preview. Joe?
Thanks very much, Lisa. It is a pretty nice looking night across all of our viewing area, including right here in our Bedrock Gardens Outdoor Weather Center. Looking very nice, in fact. No rainfall falling at this 10 o'clock hour, at least right here. And pretty comfortable temperatures. Let's take a look at the national temperatures to see where they fare out as compared to where we are across the Northeast. And again, the heat continues out in Las Vegas and Phoenix, Arizona, where temperatures still are in the 90s and even over 100 degrees. We'll talk about what we can expect the next couple of days. Will it be as warm tomorrow as what we saw today? I'll let you know coming up next.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At The Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers, be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, they brought back their hottest sale on Turkey Hill ice cream. 1.5 quart, only 3 for $6.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st, right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazelton, the Greater Hazelton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open-air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trace, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. I love books, appreciate the efforts of local authors, respect those who recognize the need to know our history, And this week, local author Chris Cannon joins me to talk about his new book, All We Like Sheep, a thought-provoking read and one so timely in light of what's going on in our nation and our communities. This week on The Storm, only on WYLN TV.
Well, hey, okay, let me get out of the way here on this one. All right, we're at 66 degrees, our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our television station in Hazleton. Humidity coming in at 100%. The pressure at actually make it 29.89 inches of mercury. And again, rainfall since midnight hour, we picked up 0.2 of an inch of precipitation. And winds right now, not too much of a factor across our region, coming in at about 2 or so miles per hour. Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day. 75 and 65, the split in temperatures for the day. 78 and 58 are the averages. 95 and 44, the record high and low. They still stand. 627, 742, sunrise and sunset for tomorrow. Temperature-wise across our area right now, 70 degrees in Shenandoah, 72 degrees in Berwick, 72 in Monomoy City, 71 in Danville, and 65 in New Angola. Satellite and radar. You can see still there's been a couple of showers, fairly light, but now they have pretty much fizzled out. We still got some of those clouds across northeastern Pennsylvania, but you see them starting to thin out. Not much going on even as you head toward central and northwestern Pennsylvania. Now, as we go through the daytime hours of tomorrow, may have to deal with a stray shower or thunderstorm across our region. But again, overall looking like a pretty nice looking day for our Thursday, and then Friday at this point I think should be dry across our region. And then as we go into this upcoming weekend, maybe a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms around, especially going into our Sunday and as we go into our Monday of next week. Here's a look at some of the numbers through tonight and going into tomorrow. Tomorrow, 70s and higher elevations, upper 70s. Elsewhere, temperatures in the 80s, and notice going into about the noontime hour on Friday, temperatures should be already in the 70s. So a nice looking day tomorrow. It's going to continue to remain warm across our region, and that trend's going to continue at least a little bit longer. But then after that, which I'll show you in the 7-day forecast, it's going to start to cool down again. We may be struggling to make it out of the lower 70s for daytime highs, but tomorrow enjoy it. 80s most locations, a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Elsewhere in higher elevations, upper 70s will do it. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days. About 79 for tomorrow, 81 for Friday, 77 for Saturday. And then Sunday and Monday, a couple of scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm around, and then a little bit cooler by the middle part of next week. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a daily 018, the big 4, 3401. Quinto numbers looking like this, 5, 7, 8, 3, 6, and a cash 5, 9, 17, 20, 27, and 42. Back to you, Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Well, he's been a solo act and a member of Fleetwood Mac. He's recorded with Bob Dylan and played with John Fogerty. His songs have been recorded by a long list of artists. His father and uncle are Dorsey Burnett and Johnny Burnett, rock and roll legends. And he is coming to our area. Billy Burnett will play the Mock Chunk Opera House in Jim Thorpe this Friday night. Tickets are on sale now, but you can go on us. We have 2 pair of tickets to give away right now. These are preferred seating, and they are at the will call window, so you do not have to come to the station to pick them up. Call now at 459-1869, extension 1172. We will pick 2 callers at random, and each caller will receive 1 pair of tickets. Remember, you can only win once every 60 days, and this is for our live 10 o'clock broadcast only. So call now, and good luck.
Only
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Make your dollars work even harder during the Lazy Boy Labor Day sale on now at Grand Central. Recliners starting at $3.99, sofas from only $6.99. Even Power Recline XR, the only rocker recliners with independent power adjust back and leg rest. All marked down so you can rest up. Hurry in for the best selection. Everybody shops Grand Central for the Lazy Boy Labor Day sale. Grand Central, making your house a home.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Welcome back to Late Edition. I'm in Sugarloaf Township this afternoon, speaking with Sugarloaf Township Police Chief Josh Winters. And Josh, first of all, let me ask you, you're still Police Chief in Sugarloaf Township?
Yes, I am.
What is the story? Apparently there was some effort to make a change and demote you?
Yeah, I was officially notified that I was demoted as of... I was on vacation last week. I got the letter when I got home on Monday, or got back to work on Monday. So I was demoted, and then as of yesterday, that action was rescinded. Where it goes from here, I'm not sure yet.
You were informed via letter?
5 letters.
5 letters from the supervisor?
Yes.
While you were on vacation?
Well, 2 came to my home, 2 went to the office, and then 1 came via constable.
Did any of those letters indicate any reason why they were looking to demote you?
They did. They referenced an investigation that happened into our township, Sugarloaf Township, probably 5 years ago. That investigation was had to do with some programs, some traffic and enforcement programs that were operated back then, and apparently, all of a sudden now they feel that I was responsible for something to do with that. And that's been dead for years.
I remember when that was done, and that was, if I remember correctly, it was things like Click It or Ticket. It was the money used for Click It and Ticket, that kind of thing?
Smooth Operator and Buckle Up programs were the programs that... and there were so many issues that were part of that investigation. There was a million discrepancies. There was problems with, there was no records of sick time, vacation time. There was, it was a disaster.
But as I remember that, there was no indication that there was anything criminal. It was just kind of sloppy, poor record keeping.
Oh, yeah, and that would be putting it mildly as far as poor record keeping. But again, I didn't even. I was a patrolman back then, and towards the end of that, I think I got promoted to corporal. But you know, I had no authority, or I didn't have anything to do with payroll, or you know, I wasn't in charge then. There was another chief, there was other people there, there was other supervisors there at the time.
As I remember, didn't you say something like, look, if there's some question, why don't you get an audit of everything I touched? Is that true?
Yeah. Actually, at the beginning of this year, it seemed I just, the way things were being talked about, I just felt like fingers were getting pointed at me after some other things happened in our township that I exposed, and just anything. I have nothing. I'll man up to whatever, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever it is. So I asked for an audit for anything that I'm responsible for, anything that with my name on it.
And they turned it down.
And that was denied, yeah.
Any reason why? I would think that if you were under the microscope, let's see what this guy did.
And that was my point is, if there's a question, let's get it over with, let's get it out. And that's why I said, hey, they can let's do an audit of everything that's since I took over, since I was in charge and chief of police. And if there's something wrong, I'll accept responsibility. And I know there's not, because we're doing our job. We're doing what we have to do, you know. And that was denied.
Who was that first audit done by? The one that caused the big flack about 5-6 years ago. That was a state agency, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was done by the Auditor General's office. That was that actually. I didn't know it till well after the fact, but that actually started in the fall of '08. I was never even aware that anything was going on until March of '09. So that went on for 6 months, and I didn't even know about it. Some other people did, but you know.
Well, if that was at that time, the Auditor General would have been Jack Wagner, and I knew Jack Wagner. And anytime he issued an audit, he also issued a checklist of remedies that the township was supposed to take. Can we assume that the township at least started to take those remedies that Wagner would have recommended?
Yeah, well, actually, and there was a letter from the auditor that came back and that mentioned all their findings and the problems that were discovered. And by the way, my name wasn't listed on that as being responsible. Some other names were, but for some reason I'm getting the fingers pointed my way. But there was remedies, and another important point is I corrected the problems that caused the discrepancies in the first place. So I just, that's why it just kind of, it just doesn't make sense to me, like, what the heck's going on now, you know?
Has your relationship with the supervisors been cordial?
Yeah, you know, I'm still, I want peace. I want to do my job and go home. I have no desire to be involved in any type of, you know, grab ass and tit for tat. I want to do my job and go home. And I'm still willing to, you know, if peace is still an option, I'm there. But I didn't do anything to deserve this. I don't know. This is kind of.
Do you want to continue being Sugarloaf Township Police Chief?
Sure. You know, I didn't anticipate I didn't think I would be chief this early in my career, just because I'm young for a chief of police. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, I got to really care for the people in our community, and that's who I work for, and that's who I care about, and I think I have an excellent rapport with my community.
And we thank Sugarloaf Township Police Chief Josh Winters for his time. Coming up next, it's sports. Stay here. It's Late Edition on WYLN.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational, speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
Mohican Sun at Pocono Downs presents Fun Fest in Hazleton, September 7th and 8th. Free entertainment at 3 stages, crafts, plastic cars, and much more. There's also a burger cook-off and pastry bake-off, senior activities, a teen street party, Latin music celebration, and of course, the Great Fun Fest Parade celebrating a totally 80s weekend. Admission is free and parking is free. Call 1-800-OK-F-Fest or go to funfestpa.org. FunFest is made possible through the support of its corporate sponsors.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Hey, neighbor. Lousy weather, huh?
This is not a good time.
For it to be raining and my satellite dish to lose its signal? Man, I heard that. You mind if I watch your cable?
Look, my kid's having a sleepover.
Right. I'll just watch it on your bedroom set.
Service Electric Digital Cable with On Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
Off the Beaten Path is a half-hour program that showcases interesting and unique people, places, and things in Pennsylvania. Hosted by Jeff Bonomo, Brian Bromley, and Ken Cara, Off the Beaten Path is fast-paced, light-hearted, and sometimes even downright funny. Each show, we travel to many destinations in Pennsylvania, including restaurants, events, unique landmarks, and we talk with interesting people. So come with us off the Beaten Path.
Football season is only a few days away, but it's still all baseball for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. The Pigs are still 2.5 back from the wild card, and tonight they were at PNC Field with the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. The Rail Riders lost on Sunday. They are out of playoff contention, but are still playing for the Iron Rail Trophy against their rivals. It was a beautiful night, despite some showers before the game, and it's the Rail Riders' second-to-last game at home for the season as their homestand wraps up tomorrow. Moving to the top of the first. Cesar Hernandez takes third base on a Rail Rider throwing error with Freddie Galvis to the plate. Galvis hits the sac fly to center, and the Iron Pigs will strike first. Going to the bottom of one. 2 runners on, 1 out, and the cleanup batter for the Rail Riders, Randy Ruiz, up to bat. Strikes out looking on an inside pitch by Greg Smith. And you can see there Ruiz is not happy. J.R. Murphy is on third for Scranton, and Adonis Garcia will start his multiple hit night with a ground ball shot to second. Murphy scores, and it is all tied up. Bottom of 2. 2 runners on, 2 outs, and the lefty Smith will strike out. David Adams keeping the score tied at 1. Bottom of 3. J.R. Murphy will be up again, and he rocks the solo shot to left field as the Rail Riders go up 2-1. That is Murphy's 5th homer of the season. Same inning. Garcia gets up to the plate, his second hit of the night. He will get to second, and Ranier Mustelier will score from third. It is 3-1 Rail Riders. In the 7th, the Pigs will tie it up at 4, and it is free baseball. They are still playing right now at PNC Field. It is tied at 4s in the bottom of the 10th. We will have the updated score for you in the second half of sports. But first, make sure you stay tuned. Lisa's back on the desk with your top story recaps.
Buy it at Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber Ford. Honest people where the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy better. You can't buy better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy when Tingo explains to us what chronic pain is and how you can manage it better. It's all coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
Recapping tonight's top stories and that breaking news coming to you tonight. It was out of West Hazleton. We originally reported Hazleton, but it is coming from West Hazleton, an armed robbery just before we took to the air. Now, we're not sure exactly what the location was, somewhere on West 3rd Street in West Hazleton. Our Ann Gownley is literally just back from the scene. She did talk with officials in the police department, and we will have more details very shortly here on Late Edition. In other news tonight, we told you last week Gilberton Borough officials and residents had expressed concern over some locations for bus stops for students in the Mahanoy Area School District. Ann Gownley has a reaction tonight from the district.
Just 3 days into the new school year, administrators in the Mahanoy Area School District are already dealing with bus issues. At last week's Gilberton Borough Council meeting, one parent told us that where his 8-year-old daughter's bus stop is in the borough is too dangerous for her to walk there by herself. After hearing his complaints not only from our newscast but from the parents themselves at a recent school board meeting, District Superintendent Dr. Joey Green and Business Administrator Jack Hurst had this to say.
I was concerned about what was stated in the video. We have done, Jack and our supervisor Betty has gone through every one of those bus stops to make sure that they were safe for those students. And safety is a major concern for us, has always been. You know, if others moved in, we needed to move it back. So others moved in this year, so we moved it back to the church, which was centralized, and that's what caused the problems.
Our number one concern is always the safety of the children. All of our bus stops meet PDE guidelines, so it's not like we're doing something that PDE says we cannot do. So I think, you know, Dr. Green would echo that it's always safety of the kids is our primary concern. And, you know, the stops where they're located really are what we feel safe for all the kids. And, you know, there is some level of parental responsibility required to get their children to those bus stops.
After Dave Lewandowski expressed his concerns for his daughter's safety while walking to the bus stop past dilapidated houses and broken sidewalks, Dr. Green says it's the borough's responsibility to make sure those routes are safe, plowed, and fixed, not the district's. The district's liability begins when the child steps onto the bus, but when the district decides where the bus stops are located, they have the children's safety in mind first and foremost. Hurst says each year the district looks at each municipality and its population to try to pick a centralized location for children to be picked up, and according to him, Lewandowski's situation is no different than others.
We have the Ryan Township area, Delano area. So the distance that their child is walking is not that much different than some other children. So when we looked at it, you know, there is along Route 54 that they can walk, or they can go down that back alley and get to the church, which is not, again, dissimilar to people in the Ryan Township area, such as people that live behind the brown bag on Route 54. They have to walk, you know, on side roads without sidewalks to get to Route 54 stop as well.
As much as they would like to accommodate everyone's request, Hurst says it's logistically impossible to stop at each house and get everyone where they need to be on time. It was 2 years ago that the district looked at cutting back for a variety of reasons, and according to Hurst, this was the district's only complaint that it received.
One, as I said, logistically. One was, that was a year that the governor cut our budget by about $800,000. And again, the number of stops we were making was what we thought a little bit excessive, because there were places where we were stopping 20 yards down the road, picking people up. And we were dealing with manpower issues, and we still are. I think if you ask any bus contractor, whether a school district runs it or it's a private contractor, getting bus drivers has always been a challenge.
Dr. Green says the district did receive a letter from the borough asking to meet with them to discuss the bus routes. They will now meet next week.
To accuse the district of not having the safety of the students in forefront is unfair. And we do. We have, like I said, and like Jack said, we have done everything we should do according to what we're told by the Department of Education. Sidewalks are not necessary to have a bus stop. We are responsible for the students, like Jack said, when the student steps foot on the bus. It's the parents' responsibility to get those students to the bus stop. And it's the municipality's responsibility to make sure that those students are able to safely get there.
In Mahanoy City for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thank you, Ann, and that's a look at tonight's recaps. When we come back, if you have culinary talent, Ann Gownley has a cook-off for you. Plus, Beth is back in with the second half of sports.
And overall, looking pretty nice as we approach the 11 o'clock hour right here in the backyard. But do we have any rain to talk about in our forecast? I'll be letting you know. But we go back in time. Hurricane Katrina was a-brewing. And boy, was it nasty in 2005. It was a Category 5 hurricane at this point, 175 mile per hour winds, gusts in excess of 200 miles per hour, very low pressure, which means it was an intense storm, and waves, waves were generated in excess of 40 feet. A nasty storm, I'm sure we'll all remember, in 2005. We'll talk what we can expect with the 7-day forecast in a few.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters. Value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
Welcome back to Late Edition. I'm Ann Gownley, and I am now joined by Dolly Forte, of the co-chair of the cook-offs for Fun Fest weekend. Again, that's September 7th and 8th. And Dolly, you're looking for some more people to sign up for these exciting cook-offs.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the cook-offs and what people can expect.
We are having a burger cook-off this year and also a pastry bake-off, thanks to Cargill, who is sponsoring the cook-off, and to Ganella for the pastries. We are in dire need of more contestants, because the more contestants, the better the cook-offs, the more fun you have, of course. So hopefully, if someone's watching this, please contact FunFest at least by Friday and be a contestant. It's so much fun.
You're saying that it's so much fun. I know in prior years when we've been to Fun Fest, we've watched it happen.
Yes.
Last year for Fun Fest for Christmas in September, there was the cookie contest, and that was a big hit.
Yes.
So tell me, if somebody wants to sign up and it's their first year, what can they expect when they get to Fun Fest?
Well, when they come down to Fun Fest, we provide the tables for them. The actual burgers can be prepared at home and then just warmed in like a Sterno downtown Hazleton, which makes it easier. The bake-off is very easy. Bake your cupcakes or whatever you're making at home and then just bring them down. And naturally, we sell tasting tickets and proceeds go to Fun Fest. But you also, if you are a winner, get the bragging rights for a year. And also, you can come downtown Hazleton. You get a free boot space on Sunday that you can sell whatever you're making. And the exposure, the exposure is fantastic for a business. And then we have the judges who judge, and they pick People's Choice. We have People's Choice. We have the best, best of the bunch. So it's really, they would enjoy it if they'd only give it a try. It's really great.
And Dolly, being involved with Fun Fest and these cook-offs, what's it like for you, and what have some of the reaction been from the community that's taken part?
It's exciting. They look for us every year. We had ribs cook-offs and different cook-offs, and they're up and down the street looking for where we are. They know we're having something, and they look for it, and it's fun. Because we sell tasting tickets, and then they get to go to every contestant and have a taste of what they're preparing.
Being a co-chair on this, I know this is one of your favorite spots of Fun Fest, but for the people who have never been to Fun Fest, I want to ask you and other committee members, what's your favorite part about Fun Fest?
I like the parade. I love the Sunday parade. That's what I like the best, yeah. Because you see all the children on the sidelines and everyone seems to enjoy that. But all in all of Fun Fest is great. I think so.
Thank you very much, Dolly, and hopefully people can sign up. You just have to contact the chamber, sign up for any. There's the burgers,
The burgers, the best burger, signature burger, actually, and your pastry bake-off, yeah. So whatever your choice of pastry and the burgers, your best burger. And we'll see who the winner is, and it'll be exciting.
Yeah, take part no matter what. Even if you're not a chef, find that inner chef in you and come down to Fun Fest and have an excellent
fun. Right.
That's what Fun Fest is all about, having a good time. Well, don't forget, Fun Fest is September 7th and 8th. That is next weekend. You can stop down in downtown Hazleton and have some fun.
Have some fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned. Beth Mensinger is in with sports on the Late Edition.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer, dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754, or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
Robert Griffin III didn't play at all in the preseason, but he will start for the Redskins in their Monday night opener against the Philadelphia Eagles. Dr. James Andrews cleared Griffin for practice before training camp and examined him again before last week's preseason game at home. Griffin told ESPN Radio in Washington that he's not below 100%. The Redskins wrap up the preseason tomorrow night against Tampa Bay, but Griffin will still not play. The Jets' messy quarterback situation has gotten a bit messier. Mark Sanchez and Greg McElroy have shoulder and leg injuries, so the Jets have signed quarterback Graham Harrell. He'd been backup to Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay until being released last week. Harrell will be available to play tomorrow night against the Eagles. The Jets have 5 quarterbacks on the roster, but only 2 of the original 4 are healthy, rookie Geno Smith and Matt Sims, who's expected to start the finale. Now let's get to our scoreboard for the night. Fightin' Phils lose to Richmond 1-0. Harrisburg leads Altoona 2-0 in the ninth. In in the IL. Still tied up 4s going into the 12th for the Rail Riders and the Iron Pigs. No Russ Kanzler tonight for Indianapolis, but his Indians win 1-0 in 10 innings. In the majors, Texas romps the Mariners, Red Sox win 4-3, and the Blue Jays beat the Yankees 7-2. A's win 14-4 over the Tigers, Rays win 4-1, and the White Sox lead 5-1 in the 8th inning. The Royals are shutting out the Twins also in the 8th inning. In the National League, the Dodgers blank the Cubs, Miami and Washington are tied at 3s. The Pirates win 7-1. Braves win on a Chris Johnson walk-off. The Phillies won 6-2. Cole Hamels pitched 7 innings with the two earned runs. And the Reds have another shutout going tonight. It's 9-0 over the Cardinals. Rockies have the 2-1 lead on the Giants, and San Diego is up 2-0 over the D-backs. That one is in the 4th inning. More weather coming up with Joe G after the break.
FunFest will be a totally 80s weekend in downtown Hazleton September 7th and 8th. FunFest marks the theme with our 80s throwback party each night, featuring trivia, music, and fun 80s themed contests. The FunFest parade will feature balloons, floats, and much more. There will also be crafts and classic cars. For the kids, there are free activities, free admission, and free parking. For more information, call 1-800-OK-FFest or go to funfestpa.org. FunFest is presented by Mohican Sun at Pocono Downs, as well as these corporate sponsors.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Tom, you can't be serious.
Hey, good morning, neighbor. Just thought I'd pay some bills and download some tunes.
You've got DSL at your house. Go do that there.
Yeah, but your cable high-speed internet is so much faster.
Lucky me.
Oh, by the way, your mom emailed you. Man, are you in trouble.
Service Electric high-speed internet, the best internet in the neighborhood.
.535 Skycast Doppler. Even though you see some green, specks of greens here and there, ignore them, erase them if you want, because there's nothing falling. It is dry across our area. Humidity now at 100%. Temperature-wise coming in at 65 degrees, and notice we have picked up 0.2 of an inch of precipitation since midnight. It is now 67 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport. That is where temperatures were this morning. Generally a mild start, and then getting up into the 80s in Wilkes-Barre and some 70s in the higher elevations. It's 66 now Mount Pocono, 71 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 70 in Selinsgrove, and 70 degrees in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, Nanticoke, through Wilkes-Barre, Kingston, and Lehman, temperatures holding in the 70s. Winds relatively light now. There were some showers out there. There were some storms, but now they have since moved out of our region and through the overnight hours into tomorrow. May have to deal with a shower or thunderstorm, but that pretty much is about it. Tomorrow going to be another warm day across all of our viewing area. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, the division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days. Well, not looking bad temperature-wise, and then as we go into our Sunday and Monday, could be looking at a couple of scattered showers, maybe even a possibility of a thunderstorm.
Alrighty, we want to say congratulations to Mabel Brown and Lisa Denicola, both of Hazleton. They each won tickets tonight to see Billy Burnett on Friday night at the Mock Chunk Opera House. And if you did not get a chance to win tonight, as so many of the callers that called in didn't get to win tickets, you have another chance to call tomorrow at 5 for Topic A. And also, tomorrow night here on Late Edition, we'll have more tickets to give away. And also, and Billy Burnett will be here live tomorrow night, right here on the Late Edition. Also, Ann Ganley back from that armed robbery in West Hazleton on West 3rd Street. Well, she's working on the details right now. Go to our Facebook page. We will have the complete details. She did speak with West Hazleton Police Chief Brian Buglio, so we'll have information on what transpired. And, of course, we'll have much more tomorrow live at 5, and again here tomorrow night at 10 o'clock on Late Edition. Good night, everybody. Take care.